Substitute is a Guix command that performs a function similar to sed, the stream editor. It will edit text in place in a file. Substitute is found in the Guix build utils module, and typically it is used to modify source code or build files during installation, modify those files so that they are compatible with the Guix packaging mechanism. But it can also be used to introduce new features into a release or fix bugs that have not yet been addressed by the developers in a release. The packaging workflow that utilizes Substitute looks something like this. You have your recipe file that will package your application. If you are making this available through a channel, then you need to Guix pull and Guix package install your recipe file. Alternatively, you might directly install from file. Assuming you've made an error in the regular expressions being utilized by the substitute command, an error will be thrown. The log file will be generated, and you will have to open and look at the log file to determine what went wrong. Then you'll have to edit your recipe file and try again. So you may circle through many iterations of this process, which can be quite time consuming because a Guix pull and a Guix package take time. It would be advantageous to be able to isolate the substitute command as well as the text that you would like to modify and repeatedly invoke substitute and immediately see the results. Here is a scheme file that makes use of the substitute command. The text that I am searching for is indicated with a regular expression here, and this is what I would like to change it to. This file imports the Guix build util module that provides substitute, and this is found at the path indicated right here. You may have to change this hash if you're working with a different version of Guix. This scheme file is written as a script. You may have to change the hash to your Guile executable if you're using a different version of Guile. To run this process, you need 4 files. The scheme file I just showed you, which is available as a gist at this link, which can be found in the comments of this video. You need a source.txt and a target.txt and a bash file that runs the process. Source contains the text that needs to be changed. Source itself does not change. The first step in the bash file is to copy source to target, which is the input for the scheme file. The substitute command will make its changes in place, so target is both the input and the output of the scheme file. Source serves as an unchanging reservoir of the original text. This is what the bash file looks like. So the first thing it does is remove the target.txt if it exists and copy source to target. Next, it runs the scheme file where target is hard-coded and will be operated upon with the substitute command. And then finally, it will output the content of both source and target to the terminal so that you can directly compare the two. In this example, we will change this text to this text, essentially removing the parentheses and double quotes and changing fox to bear. Here is the content of source, the input text. I am at a terminal now, so in my scheme file I've indicated my original text with a regular expression and the text that I would like to change it to. So I can run my bash file and examine the content of source and target and see that it had no effect. I improperly formed this regular expression. I need to double escape parentheses. Save and run again. And now you can see that I have successfully created the change that I desire. With each new invocation of run.sh, the source file will be copied to the target, regenerating the target. This was a very trivial regular expression problem, so it didn't take long to figure out. But you can imagine a more complex situation where you have to iterate over many different attempts before you find the regular expression that works. The last step is to run the scheme file on your source file. Quite often the text you're trying to change is represented multiple times in the source file, and you want to change only one instance. If that is the case, you will need to expand the text you're searching for so that it uniquely identifies the instance you are interested in. If you have questions as to the suitability of LIMS nucleus for your process, contact us at info@labsolutions.com.